Hey everyone, it's Supra, and I'm gonna start off Battlefield 4 with a 15 versus 15 Conquest Pixel Enemy versus the World, and this was the last match that we played and I recorded, and I don't actually know how many matches it was, but it was, as you can see, there's Fat Polly on my team, a lot of Pixel Enemy producers on the other team. Not all of them, but a lot of them, and if it's 3 or 4 games, then I think it was either a tie or we won. And this was one of the first. This was one of the games that we won. It was the last game that I played and recorded, and immediately I flank in the rib boat and start capping C. And I'm running assault with the Scar H heavy barrel and angled grip and the American RDS. I think for me, between stable guns to use, it's the I think the Scar H is the most stable gun to use. But yeah, in the 416, a lot of people have been saying it's the most versatile gun to use. It is a versatile gun, but I think the AK, which you saw at the start, I don't use it within this game. The AEK, I think at most ranges, if you have a heavy barrel or pretty much the same setup as you do on your 416, the AEK, if you're good at controlling it, it can best the 416 in most ranges, in my opinion. With the heavy barrel, the 416 is deadly. There is one guy on this flag here. I knew he was trying to engage LB 767, but he couldn't kill him and I couldn't hit him either. So we're just going back and forth and trying to find him, and I could see him here. Failed to hit him again. Don't know if I missed or if it was amazing netcode. I thought he was gonna run up here and I was like, oh, where is he? And then we have a little dancing championship and turn around and a few guns, and it's looting. A few guns. Throw my gun in his face. Then at this point they have their whole team, all of their armor, and well, they only have one IFV, and their little bird on this flag, because it's only Conquest small. They have one tank and then one chopper, and then their attack jet. Get on the minigun here and get a nice double kill and a half, I suppose, as they're moving from B to try and recap A. Or, sorry, C, and then finish off that guy with a Scar H at long range. Really controllable with the angled grip. It's pretty much certified setup, the heavy barrel and the angled grip. And then Sharpless has no consideration for my privacy and kills me in the toilet. It's disgusting. And then the recap C. And that was it. Whole squad wipe. Decide to spawn on A, and then they have their little bird move over here as well. I think they have their IFV move on it. I was trying to find the I saw the mounted gun on the minimap and I thought it was a 50 cal. I was going on the roof. I was like, oh, I'll take the little bird out with it, but it's on the floor. And he flew away before I could even see him. I think our little bird took him out, maybe. Moving up to B on the right hand side. See this guy jumping off the roof to try and flank us. And then unlock the Scar H Holo. The Holo has been my, it's always my favourite optic. And was trying to get for the Scar H. Keys the Koenig as cloak mode as he kills me from the rear. I had no clue that he was there. I think he just like flanked around. Yeah, the holographic's always been my favourite. It's just a perfect balance for me between close range and medium range, which is what assault rifles are good at. Try and spawn on a LB 767. I was going M320 HE. That's what I was getting, because I wanted to try and get the little birds as well if I was on foot. But I didn't want to go engineer for some reason. Getting the IFV and start moving up an A as they're capping it. These guys were really anti-armor in this whole game though, even though they only had in-laws, and in-laws are like the worst anti-tank weapon. Don't know why you start off with them. You know, see half their team, or pretty much their whole team, just riddled in all the buildings, and their IFVs on the bridge as well. And some reason decides to revive him right in front of me, and so I just kill him again. Blow up the walls. I'm trying to rid them out of the buildings here, and then the IFV starts shooting at me. I couldn't have shoot that guy, by the way, because I was reloading. Fire my my toe into a palm tree. Reversing, but you know, they're flanking me as well. They have in-laws, so I'm just destined to go down. One thing that's weird with armor or tanks in this game, that Woven sacrifices himself for my death. Quite flattering, I do appreciate. One thing I've noticed really weird with tank ammo in this game is you have the Sabots do less damage to armor than HEs do. The Sabots in Battlefield 4 are completely useless unless you want to engage armor at long range, because the HEs for some reason do more damage to tanks. Makes no sense. If you want fragmentation, then you use it against infantry. That's the point. I don't get. It's the same with MBTs. With MBTs, it's even weirder because you have an AP shell and then a Sabot. Like, I know, if they're trying to have a balance between, yeah, just going up in the lift, since we captured B, I know there's going to be people up here waiting in the lift. Put the medic bag down, because I know there's going to be guys here. They're going in the lift, penetrating through the lift door, as it was Musketeer and Sharpless. The lift is out of service, unfortunately, but there's still people on the roof, obviously. It's the same guy that's like up there most of the game. Yeah, they're trying to have a balance. Getting the A10 as well, because I was trying to get out their armor. I don't stay in this for long, by the way, if you don't like jet gameplay, and I'm not that good in the jets anyway, but I was just trying to suppress their, or, you know, it was my objective to try and destroy their armor. I was just going back and forth on them, but they had a repair team. They're trying to have a balance between, you know, something that's good at, that's versatile between tanks and infantry. But why wouldn't they just call it a heat? They're just trying to make it a little bit confusing, I think. But at the same time, you have HEs which do more damage to armor, so it's completely redundant. You have something that's good for infantry and armor. So what? It doesn't make any sense. The only disadvantage is that obviously it takes longer to reload. They're locking on to me and they're shooting with me, and their I think it was the commander and their IFE and the 50 cal that was shooting at me. I think I don't know how he could hit me though, because I was going so fast. I'm just going back and forth trying to hit him. The jets, yeah, the attack jets are apparently it's between that and the little birds that are dominant in air. I talked to someone who's a competitive Battlefield chopper pilot. Yeah, I was getting hit by your Q5, so I jumped out and I was like, oh look, tons of snipers of our team. Kill that guy, but there's so many people on this rooftop. This was the reason that they lost between, you know, this game and the last game that I played. The first game that I recorded, was that they just stayed within the tallest building and sniped people. It's like, you're trying to have... I know it was a constructive game and the games just came out, so you expect those, like, dipshits that have no clue what they're doing and just try and snipe people. And it's, like I said, this gameplay is the, it was the best gameplay that I've had within Battlefield 4's launch. Good, because for some reason I felt like Battlefield 4 launch would induce a bunch of what should I say, literate players that, you know, try and play the objective or something. I don't know. Oh yeah, jets. The stealth jets are completely useless. So, yeah. They're literally completely useless. I think that was the first vehicle I tried in this game was the jets, and the 20mm 80 caliber cannon on that does 1% damage to any vehicle with each shot. So yeah, I don't know how that speaks balance, but yeah, on A again, and they just have so many anti-tank infantry on A again. We had pretty hard times trying to get A back. I can't remember, I was just kind of floating around C and B this whole match. Try and spawn on B again. And then we have it again. And they're on the roofs, as you can see on the minimap. Actually, I kind of just realized, yeah, try and suppress their little bird while our little bird tries and kills them. And then move back over to C because they're capping it. What's the best anti-air manpad? I think it's the Stinger. Because the Igla, though it can be reacquired, I think that the the missile probably like hits the ground or something before you can even reacquire because of it locking onto flares. So I think you should just deploy that Stinger, because a Stinger does 45% damage, at least to little birds anyway, so you can disable it in at least 2 shots. Which I like, you know, you need something that's good at anti-air, you can't have dominant air. They really like to sort of spill that thought within this game, is that they really don't, they want people to not dominate in air vehicles as much compared to Battlefield 3. They have a red boat on C now, just revolving around C, and I went prone. I could see them coming around. I was expecting him to just drive under me, but he spotted me immediately, and yeah, I died. And because the miniguns are so much more usable now within the game, which is great, he downed me pretty quick, and then I decided to spawn back on C with the Mark 153 small. The Mark 153 small, I have a sort of a showdown. I don't really like to call it a showdown because it sounds too corporate. But the Mark 153 small, between all the AT launchers, I think is the best. It's the most versatile. Loot and kill me on the C flag as we're losing it. But I did kill the boat. Basically, there's so little compromise between all the AT launchers, and because they're not balanced either, the in-law is the first one that you unlock for some stupid reason. But I would have expected the RPG to be the first one you unlock because it's like just the most stable, and they want, obviously DICE like to give good crutches. They like to give noobs the good crutches. That I would have thought that they would have given us the most damaging, but maybe they thought, oh well, we'll give them the easiest to use so that they don't have to, I don't know. And yeah, they've been really anti-tank this whole game, and I was doing nothing in that gunner because I had infrared on, and I usually zoom in even if they're at close range. I zoom in because it decreases the accuracy. Sorry, it decreases my like mouse sensitivity so that I can be more accurate. And then change to a UMP because I know that I'm going to be pretty much in close range this whole game. I wanted to have a stable gun. The PDWs, and try and get in the red boat and flank again. The PDWs, or try and flank it, except I get distracted and start shooting at the little bird, and then, oh, what's that coming toward me? A Shraw. I can never see those coming. Yeah, the PDWs they're not really fun to use to start with, but if you stay with them and you unlock the UMP, either one of them. I haven't used the UMP9 yet, but it's pretty predictable. It's just, it's probably just, you know, less damage and more range, because the 9mm is hard. It's not as hard hitting, but it's supersonic, so it'll have better range. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna get into a circle dogfight with this, so I'm just gonna fly around, and if he starts shooting at me, I'll bail out and cap C. Never induced that type of gameplay. It's just really boring. He didn't start shooting at me though, so I was gonna try and kill their tank. Locked onto him, but I forgot that you have to keep on. You have to keep painting. Otherwise, it'll just not hit him. I was trying to hit him the first time around in the A10, but they had a repair team. Did I say that already? And then I'm rubber banding all over the place for some reason. Yeah, but the UMP, I think I'd say between that and the PP2000 are the stable ones. The other ones, the P90, the MX4, they're just so boring. It's so hard to get any kills with them. They're a pain in the arse. Saying that though, the MX4 has you get one-shotted by it the most. It seems to have like this infection with it the most. Anything that ends with a 4, the MG4 as well, LMG, you get one-shotted by that all the time. 16 decades till they lose. We pretty much have this in the bag as we try and cap C finally before the game ends. It was a good game. These were always good games, better than anything you have played. Really good gameplay. Better than anything you've played on Battlefield 4 so far, at least in my opinion. But yeah, there is still some people that just like to play mindlessly and sit on top of the towers and snipe. I only really see recon being used aggressively as well. That's really the only time I use it, and I don't use recon a lot, so. Finally cap C, and I was just kind of wondering what to do here. It's game over. I can't see anyone. Try and run toward B. Oh yeah, try and get in the 50 cal and hit people with it. So yeah, if you did like this gameplay analysis and you want to see more of it, I do have the Operation Locker game, Conquest, which we lost, but it was pretty hard fought, and it was, as far as I can remember, they were all close games. It's just I think it was more interesting than the one on Flood Zone, because it was just me like going around in circles with the IFV. We won by 15 tickets, really close game, well fought by both sides. You know, both teams had like, you know, those kind of sniper people, so it didn't really matter. Didn't put my XP boost on that. Should have put my XP boost. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this long analysis video. I'll talk to you later.